Thank you so much for joining our Spotlight podcast. Today, my guest is Othman Belbeisi. He is the Regional Director for the Middle East and North Africa, the MENA region. The MENA region is known by being extremely complex region, but also it is a region with a lot of potentials and opportunity. Othman, thank you so much for joining our podcast. Can you please tell us why you joined IOM and the humanitarian work in general?
Coming from the private sector, I had the opportunity to work with IOM on 1-month contract at the Jordanian-Iraqi border.
When was that?
In 2003.
Okay.
And I still remember I met an IOM colleague who said, "We want you to be with us for 1 month, consider it an adventure." And when I said I cannot leave my job, he said, "Just you will be helping people. It's an adventure, trust me."
All right.
And since I went to the camp, I stayed there for 3 months without even going back to my
job, which is a quite permanent in the private sector, left it for IOM?
Actually, it was a stable job with a very good salary.
Okay.
It was given for a 1-month adventure as it was explained to me. But even colleagues were coming back to Amman every weekend. I stayed at the border for 3 months without coming back. So this is where you feel, this is what I'm meant to do. This is something you love to do and you want to continue doing. Again, starting small, becoming head of office, moving as chief of mission, and then 23 years has passed already. But it is really a rewarding experience because you work directly with people. You don't deal with numbers, you don't deal with just stories. You see people and you will be able to make a difference, even if it's small scale, but you meet the people that you are serving, which is so rewarding and helpful.
You work in a complex region, a region that is known by a lot of crises, but also known by opportunities. Can you tell us what is unique about the MENA region?
MENA region is very dynamic. It has its complexities, but also has its charm. The region connects Asia, Africa, and Europe with huge diversity within the countries. And definitely the region is categorized by being an area of origin, transit, and destination for migrants. A lot of movements is happening within the region with more than 40 million migrants distributed between different countries. But also we can start talking about the unfortunate reality that we had a lot of protracted emergencies. From IOM side, I think the message from our Director General is very clear. We stay and deliver. We are committed to support people in need for our help. We've been in Sudan for the last 20 years. And definitely we passed through different phases. During the latest fighting, we had to reduce our numbers, but we never left the country. We displaced from one place to another following the migrants and the displaced population. But unfortunately, currently, the financial situation is dire. A little aid is going to Sudan, so you can categorize it as a forgotten emergency. And this is really unfortunate because, as you rightly mentioned, more than 10 million people displaced.
Yeah.
In addition, the basic needs are not met.
Which is the world's largest at the moment, right? And it's still and remains the world's largest displacement issue. What kind of programs and activities IOM is doing? Are you only supporting people on the move, like moving cross countries, or are you providing different and variety of programs and services for people on the ground?
So unfortunately, for a situation like Sudan, where you have this number of displacement, for us, the only solution is a political agreement. And definitely fighting should stop. IOM does a wide range of activities in the country. So it's not just providing humanitarian aid. Our programs are comprehensive. We work with communities. We work with mediation for those displaced to go back to their areas of origin. We do basic infrastructure that will allow people to go back home and then benefit from the basic services that are available. I can give you an example from one of my visits to Sudan, where IOM just equipped one village with a water well, a school, and a health clinic. And this resulted in the return of hundreds of people, while before that, only 10 people were present in the whole village. So our programs make an impact, make a difference, and we work directly with the communities. And our teams are on the ground providing aid.
Is it similar situation in Yemen? Now there are issues around funding, there are issues around security and all of that. Where Yemen stands on this in the ladder of priorities in the world stage, because definitely it's slipping through the news agenda.
You are absolutely right with that, because for Yemen also we have witnessed a significant drop in attention, in the news attention, which led also to a significant drop in funding. That's not the only reason. We understand that because of the number of crises, because donors have to prioritize, because of the large number of ongoing conflicts, and sometimes the protracted nature of the conflict in countries like Yemen make donors question sometimes how long can we provide aid and what's going to be next. So definitely political solution is the most important, but the people of Yemen are suffering. So we need to scale up the response. IOM has been offering support all over the country and supporting not only the people of Yemen, but also migrants crossing the country and coming through Djibouti, continuing all the way towards the Saudi borders.
One cannot really talk about MENA without talking about the Gaza crisis. And why the humanitarian sector is not really functioning in a place like Gaza?
I think this is one of the worst tragedies in the recent history, if I want to say the least. I think if we talk about Gaza, because it's very significant and I think it's quite different from even other crises and other tragedies we are talking about. Number one issue is the ability to be able to deliver on the ground. What does this mean? You need security to be able to deliver and monitor your distributions on the ground. The most important part, all UN agencies and donors have committed funding and have thousands of truckloads ready at the borders with Gaza, and so far they have not been allowed in. So it is a tragedy. Unfortunately, we are not able to provide a meaningful support. So far, what IOM has been doing is sending aid cross-border from Jordan and from Egypt to make sure that this aid reached the people who need it most. On the other hand, we work with the United Nations country team in the coordination of water and sanitation and shelter. But unfortunately, the basic needs in Gaza are not met. And this is due to the fact that we are not able to send items inside for the people who need it most. Also, as you know, with all this heat, people have no water to drink. There is no medicine. There is no safe place in Gaza.
Are you ready to support the moment that there is a ceasefire or access to go inside Gaza and operate and send the team there to support the people?
This is a commitment from IOM side that was already announced. Just to let you know that we have $46 million worth of items in our warehouses in Jordan that are ready to be shipped the minute the border opens.
Othman, you just came back from Syria.
Yes.
Syria is another whole level and a crisis. It has been there for years. We've seen tragedies. We've seen stories that was really, really shocking. Mm-hmm. Now Syria is moving into a different phase, a transition, openness, lifting the sanctions, the new Syria or the rebuilding of Syria. But the need is still quite huge. So why you were in Syria and what is IOM plan in order to support the people there?
So just to tell you a bit about what we saw in Syria, we saw the hope. People are so eager to rebuild their country. We are seeing huge developments. Now, lifting the sanctions is a significant step, but challenges are huge. Syria is a diverse country. For many years, there has not been real development in the infrastructure. Definitely, there is still need for a reconciliation process. You have huge number of Syrians living outside the country. And this is another question.
Is there a ground for them to go back and be
At this moment, IOM delegation went to Syria to discuss with the Syrian authorities our cooperation and how IOM can support. During our presence, we met with a number of ministries, started with our meeting with the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Then we met with the Deputy Minister of Interior, accompanied by all the senior staff of the ministries. We have met with the Ministry of Disaster and Humanitarian Aid. We have met with the Commission of Missing Persons, Ministry of Local Government. So very important meetings. And the message from everyone was, we are committed to rebuilding our country. The most important request is we need to rebuild our infrastructure to allow those who want to return to come back to an area where they can find their basic needs.
What is the appetite from the donor community toward supporting Syria or the new Syria?
In Syria, we have seen a lot of high-level visits and many commitments towards helping Syria to recover. On the other hand, we are meeting with our key donors, and so far we are receiving very positive messaging. We have a number of projects in the pipeline, so hopefully Syria will get the attention it deserves. I think the global support for Syria need to be scaled up. Humanitarian response is part, but the bilateral support from countries, also you need big funds to do the recovery. Let's not forget, you need to start with the demining activities, with the mines removal. Some areas now you need to move the mines, the rubble removal. This takes a lot of time. This requires specific expertise. Then you need to start the infrastructure, the rebuilding, building the roads, the sewage systems, electricity networks. And those are mega projects that will require real support.
Recently, or this Ramadan, IOM has launched the Islamic Philanthropy Fund, which is quite a significant launch for your region, and you have been heavily involved in that. Can you tell us a little bit about this program and who are your key partners in there?
Thank you, Muhammad Ali. So as you know, Islamic philanthropy is very specific. And here we are talking about the zakat and the sadaqah. Zakat is one of the pillars of Islam. So it has very specific requirements to be able to pay your zakat. How do you pay it and for whom do you pay it? For IOM, it took us 3 years of preparation to make sure that we have the right mechanisms in place and we have the fatwa that will allow us to collect and disperse this fund for the people who need it. But the target will be the people who need it most. And definitely, it should be Sharia compliant.
Othman, thank you so much for joining our Spotlight program.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you, Muhammad.
Thank you.